They were the faces of joy, innocence, and love. Uncle Bill, Buffy, and Mr. French. A family that felt like our own. But what if behind those smiles was heartbreak no one ever saw? Fame brought them fortune, but it also brought loneliness, loss, and tragedy. From child stars gone too soon to legends who couldn't escape their pain, their real stories will break your heart. Stay with us, because what happened to the beloved cast of Family Affair is something Hollywood never wanted you to know. Anissa Jones, the sweet child star who played Buffy Davis on Family Affair, captured the nation's heart with her innocent smile and her doll, Mrs. Beasley. But behind that innocence, fame had stolen her childhood. When the show ended in 1971, Anissa was only 13, and Hollywood refused to see her as anything but Buffy. Her parents' bitter divorce left her feeling abandoned, and she drifted into drugs and late-night parties. By 16, her health was deteriorating rapidly. On August 28, 1976, she was found dead after an all-night party in Oceanside, California. At just 18, her life ended far too soon. A tragic symbol of how fame can destroy the young. Brian Keith, known to millions as the compassionate Uncle Bill Davis, was the heart of Family Affair. On screen, he embodied strength and love, the perfect guardian every child wished for. But behind his calm demeanor was a man tormented by sorrow. 3 marriages brought him both joy and pain, with his final one to Victoria Young shadowed by loss and emotional distance. The devastating suicide of his daughter Daisy Keith shattered him completely. Struggling with emphysema and terminal lung cancer from years of smoking, he could no longer bear the physical and emotional pain. On June 24, 1997, at his Malibu home, Brian ended his life at 75, leaving behind fortune, fame, and unbearable heartbreak. Sebastian Cabot, who portrayed the elegant and fatherly Mr. Giles French, was another soul who carried silent suffering. Known for his deep, soothing voice and refined presence, he became one of the most beloved faces on Family Affair. Yet, off-screen, he struggled with obesity and diabetes from an early age. His condition caused constant fatigue and made every day on set a challenge. During filming in 1969, his health worsened so severely that he was forced to take a break from the show. Though he later returned, his body never recovered. On August 23, 1977, just 1 year into retirement, Sebastian Cabot died of a stroke at his home in North Saanich, British Columbia. He was only 59. Despite his pain, he left behind a legacy of dignity, warmth, and the timeless image of a man who turned restraint into love. Heather Angel, who portrayed the elegant Miss Faversham on Family Affair, was admired for her grace and warmth, but her real life was marked by tragedy. In 1970, an intruder broke into her Coldwater Canyon home. Her husband, director Robert B. Sinclair, tried to protect her, but was brutally killed before her eyes while she was locked helplessly in another room. The horror haunted her forever, leaving her with panic attacks and a lifelong fear of darkness. In the 1980s, she was diagnosed with cancer and faced it silently with remarkable strength. On December 13, 1986, in Santa Barbara, she passed away at 77. Remembered as a woman of poise, courage, and quiet dignity, John Williams, few could forget Nancy Walker, the witty and bold actress who played Emily Turner, the spirited housekeeper in Family Affair. Beyond the show, she became a comedy legend in The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Rhoda. But even her laughter hid the pain of illness. After a lifetime of performing, she was diagnosed with lung cancer in her 60s. Refusing to slow down, Nancy continued working, bringing joy to audiences even as she weakened. She passed away on March 25, 1992, in Studio City, California, at 69 years old. To her fans, Nancy Walker will always represent courage, a woman who faced death with humor and grace. The story of Erin Moran, who played young Amy in Family Affair before becoming Joni Cunningham in Happy Days, is among the most heartbreaking in Hollywood. Her early fame brought her the world's love, but it also became her downfall. When Happy Days ended, work vanished, and Hollywood moved on without her. Struggling to find her place, Erin faced 2 failed marriages, deep financial troubles, and the devastating loss of her home. Within months, she could no longer speak or eat. On April 22, 2017, at her home in New Salisbury, Indiana, Erin Moran died at 56. Her life a tragic reminder of how fleeting fame can be. Among the most remarkable talents connected to Family Affair was Ida Lupino, who appeared as Lady Marchwood, Mr. French's former love. But Ida was far more than an actress. She was a trailblazer. As one of Hollywood's first female directors, she broke barriers in an industry dominated by men. Yet, her personal life was filled with heartbreak. 3 failed marriages, years of illness, and a daughter battling mental health struggles. Despite her pain, Ida worked until her final days. After fighting colon cancer and enduring several strokes, she passed away on August 3, 1995, in Los Angeles, at 77. She once wrote, "I spent my life telling stories about women's fears. Now, I'm living inside one." Sarah Selby, known for playing Miss Bryant, the stern but kind school principal, lived a life of quiet sadness. Twice married, she lost her second husband, Holler Jakobsen, the same year Family Affair premiered. The loss shattered her spirit, and she withdrew from public life. In her final years, cancer struck, and she refused hospitalization, choosing instead to face death at home. On January 7, 1980, she passed away in Los Angeles at 74. Her life ended softly, with grace and dignity, much like the roles she portrayed. The life of Del Moore, who played Eric Langley, was another tragedy hidden behind laughter. Known for his humor in The Nutty Professor and Get Smart, he was beloved for his wit. But away from the screen, Del battled severe alcoholism. His addiction tore apart his marriage and destroyed his health. On August 30, 1970, at just 54, he died from a cerebral hemorrhage caused by years of heavy drinking. He was buried in Glendale, California, leaving behind the memory of a man who could make the world laugh, even as he fell apart inside. But not every story ended in darkness. Johnny Whitaker, who played the mischievous Jody Davis, faced his own demons but found redemption. When Family Affair ended, fame faded and depression set in. After his mother's death and a failed marriage, Johnny spiraled into drug and alcohol abuse. His family staged an intervention, forcing him to choose between recovery or losing them forever. He chose life. Johnny became sober in 1988 and turned his pain into purpose, becoming a recovery counselor and founding a nonprofit to help others. The story of Kathy Garver, who played the loving older sister Sissy Davis, is one of strength and endurance. After the show ended, Kathy faced years of rejection and anxiety as Hollywood moved on. She found stability through voice acting, writing, and her marriage to businessman David Travis. They shared more than 4 decades together until David's passing in August 2025 after a long battle with cancer. Kathy, now 80, continues to live in California, turning grief into creativity. She remains the heart of Family Affair, a living symbol of grace and resilience. The cast of Family Affair gave us laughter, love, and unforgettable memories. But behind their smiles were stories of heartbreak, courage, and survival. Their lives remind us that even the brightest stars can fade too soon, yet their light still lingers. Which story moved you the most? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories. Thanks for watching.